Welcome to the turbulent era of post-Napoleonic France. The year is 1815. Napoleon Bonaparte lies vanquished. His empire crumbled. The echoes of Waterloo still reverberate, and France is at a crossroads. From the ashes, a new struggle emerges within France. A story of restoration and revolution unfolds. The seeds of change from the French Revolution sprout anew. Witness the rise and fall of kings and the enduring spirit of a nation. The year is 1815, and the battlefield of Waterloo lies silent. The French eagle, once a symbol of invincibility, has fallen. Napoleon Bonaparte, the man who had redrawn the map of Europe, is defeated, his dreams of empire dashed. This is not the first time Napoleon has faced defeat. 2 years prior, he was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba, but his exile proved short-lived. Within a year, he escaped, landing back on French soil to the jubilation of his supporters. For 100 days, Napoleon's star seemed to rise once more, but Waterloo marked his final, crushing defeat. The British, wary of another escape, shipped him thousands of miles away to the remote island of St. Helena. There, stripped of power, Napoleon Bonaparte spent his final days, his legacy continuing to inspire and haunt France. With Napoleon vanquished, the victorious Allies faced a critical question: who would rule France? Their answer was to turn back the clock, restoring the monarchy. Onto the throne stepped King Louis XVIII, brother of the executed Louis XVI. His return marked the beginning of the Bourbon Restoration, an attempt to erase the revolution and return France to its pre-revolutionary glory. But the task before Louis XVIII was monumental. France was a nation transformed, its people forever marked by the revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The king, a shrewd politician, understood that simply ignoring the revolution was impossible. He sought to balance the old order with the new, granting a constitution, the Charter of 1814, which guaranteed certain freedoms and maintained some of Napoleon's administrative reforms. His reign would be defined by this constant struggle to reconcile a nation divided by its past and uncertain of its future. The Charter of 1814, issued by Louis XVIII, was more than a document. It was a tightrope walk between the past and the present. It acknowledged that France could not simply erase the revolution. The Charter guaranteed freedom of religion, a significant departure from the pre-revolutionary era when Catholicism reigned supreme. It also upheld the Napoleonic Code, a testament to the enduring impact of the emperor's legal reforms. Freedom of the press, a cornerstone of Enlightenment thought and a potent weapon during the Revolution, was also enshrined in the Charter. However, this freedom was not absolute, and censorship, though relaxed, still loomed. The stage was set for a clash between these opposing forces, a clash that would define the years to come. Within the royalist camp, a storm was brewing. The ultra-royalists, emboldened by the return of the monarchy, saw Louis XVIII's moderate approach as weakness. They yearned for the ancien regime, a return to the absolute monarchy that had defined France for centuries. Their influence within the government grew, fueled by a potent mix of nostalgia, resentment, and fear of revolutionary resurgence. Laws were passed that chipped away at the freedoms guaranteed by the Charter. Revolutionary symbols, once emblems of hope, were banned, their very display deemed a threat to the restored order. The Chamber of Deputies, France's legislative body, became a battleground between the ultra-royalists and the more moderate factions. The dissolution of the chamber marked a turning point, signaling the ascendance of the ultra-royalists and pushing France closer to the precipice of unrest. The Catholic Church, once a pillar of the old regime, was shaken by the French Revolution. Its lands seized, its influence curtailed, the Church emerged weakened. The Bourbon Restoration offered a chance for renewal. With the monarchy's support, the Church reasserted its authority. Religious orders were re-established. Schools came under the Church's sway. This resurgence was met with mixed reactions. Some welcomed it, others saw it as a threat to revolutionary freedoms. The stage was set for a clash between tradition and change. Even in defeat, Napoleon Bonaparte cast a long shadow over France. For many, the emperor remained a symbol of national pride, a reminder of a time when France dictated terms to Europe. His military genius, his administrative reforms, his very name continued to resonate with a population yearning for stability and glory. The monarchy, though restored, struggled to erase the memory of the emperor. Illegal celebrations commemorating Napoleon's victories were whispered about in hushed tones. Seditious objects from portraits to medallions bearing his likeness were secretly exchanged, silent acts of defiance against the restored order. The Napoleonic myth, fueled by nostalgia and resentment, presented a challenge to the legitimacy of the Bourbon monarchy. The emperor's legacy proved difficult to extinguish, lingering in the hearts and minds of the people. On a cold February night in 1820, tragedy struck at the heart of the French monarchy. Charles Ferdinand, Duc de Berry, nephew of King Louis XVIII and heir to the throne, was assassinated outside the Paris Opera. The assassin, a lone fanatic, was driven by a hatred for the Bourbons and a desire to extinguish their line of succession. The assassination sent shockwaves through France, igniting a wave of grief and outrage. The ultra-royalists, already ascendant, seized upon the tragedy, blaming it on the lingering revolutionary sentiment and using it to justify a crackdown on dissent. The moderate government of Louis XVIII was swept aside, replaced by a hardline ultra-royalist cabinet. Censorship was tightened, civil liberties curtailed, and the fragile balance achieved by the Charter of 1814 was shattered. The assassination had exposed the deep divisions within French society, pushing the nation closer to the brink of chaos. In 1823, France, at the behest of its ultra-royalist government, embarked on a military adventure that would have far-reaching consequences. Across the Pyrenees in neighboring Spain, a revolution had erupted, threatening the rule of the Bourbon king, Ferdinand VII. The French intervention, championed by the ultra-royalists as a crusade to defend monarchy and suppress liberalism, was met with mixed reactions within France. While some applauded the government's commitment to restoring order, others, particularly liberals and those who remembered the horrors of the Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars, viewed it with apprehension and outrage. The expedition, however, proved successful. French forces, led by the Duke of Angoulême, marched into Spain, crushing the rebellion and restoring Ferdinand VII to his throne. The seeds of resentment sown on the battlefields of Spain would soon bear bitter fruit in France itself. And with the death of Louis XVIII in 1824, his brother, the Count of Artois, ascended to the throne as Charles X. A staunch ultra-royalist, Charles aimed to erase the revolution's legacy and restore absolute monarchy. His reign marked a departure from his predecessor's cautious approach. Charles enacted policies to restore the church and aristocracy's power. He compensated the gentry for property seized during the revolution, while curtailing the rights of the middle and working classes. Censorship was tightened, and dissent was brutally repressed. The people, burdened by hardship, saw their worst fears realized. The July Revolution began, forcing Charles to abdicate and flee to England. The July Revolution of 1830 marked a turning point in French history. The Bourbon monarchy, twice restored, had proven incapable of reconciling the nation's past with its present. From the ashes of the July Revolution rose a new figure, Louis-Philippe, Duke of Orléans. A distant relative of the Bourbons, but one who had embraced the ideals of the Revolution. He ascended the throne as a citizen king, pledging to rule not by divine right, but by the will of the people. Louis-Philippe's reign, known as the July Monarchy, was marked by an uneasy truce between the forces of tradition and progress. However, the fundamental tensions remained. The memory of the revolution, the enduring appeal of republicanism, and the growing gap between the wealthy and the poor continued to fuel social and political unrest. In 1848, another revolution erupted, toppling Louis-Philippe and ushering in the Second Republic. Thank you for joining us on this journey through post-Napoleonic France. We've witnessed the fall of empires, the restoration of monarchs, and the enduring spirit of a people yearning for liberty. From the ashes of Napoleon's empire rose a nation grappling with its identity, torn between the allure of its glorious past and the promise of a more just and equitable future. The struggle between the forces of reaction and the spirit of progress The clash between monarchy and republicanism would continue to shape France's destiny for generations to come. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more historical deep dives. See you next time.